I stopped episode 2, season 3 of the Foundation series because as she was looking at the statue of Harry Seldon, is she swore again. So it's a big turnoff for me. It doesn't show signs of intelligence or sophistication. I I I love the show Ted Lasso, and I've said before, all the swearing in there. And same thing here is you can state the idea you have when you see, let's say, that he carved his own statue, but to actually always put that F word in everything, and making it that in you know British English, that it's more and more used for, just like France were losing a lot of their words based on somebody I talked to when I was traveling, is English from Europe is losing their ability to express different emotions that have their own words, and they make it that word has to be included everywhere. It's almost like it's the norm. Otherwise, it shows kind of a culture that doesn't want to grow up anymore, that has temper tantrums about the the cultures they've helped to create, which are devolving, and there's no way when the English cultures are doing this right now that it would reach a time of history in tens of thousands of years where English still exists, because you're devolving your language, you're losing words, you're sounding like children even though you're portraying mature, intelligent characters. I don't know what else to tell you, but you're kind of missing the point of what it means to tell the stories that have particular messages. Okay, and I don't know why Robin Asimov doesn't consult you on this and say, my dad would be outraged that you believe it's necessary to put these swear words, but they're so a part of your British culture now that somehow that's what British English is. It's like when I was in Korea and I walk in a immigration place, and the lady that learned her English spent 6 months in Toronto, and every time she had to see somebody, because her staff says that we got a problem with this person, and she'd always start with, "What's your problem? What's your problem?" And so she could even say that if, let's say, she's not in a super bad mood, because her way to solve problems isn't just starting with that poor expression if she's a problem-solving manager. It's also that there was attitude with it because she wanted to kind of intimidate somebody to not be a problem or bring in a problem to solve, or actually admit that something is wrong in her office culture. So she learned this kind of English in Canada, because Canada also thought, and even in Japan, they kind of thought the best teachers are the ones that are teaching them the swear words. So that means the immaturity in our species of English speakers is having a negative impact, and that, by the way, is an example of a feedback loops, a positive feedback loop, meaning you're accelerating your devolution using language, something that helped this grow and be great, and create things that you would not have created otherwise. You're actually devolving it and devolving yourselves. And I'm not saying English is the only language that does this, but it's kind of a concept you need to address. And I can tell you that this series isn't smart if you don't address it.